This is a brief video titled Identifying Equivalent Expressions. Remember that multiplication is repeated addition. So when you see 4 times the variable x, that's equivalent to writing the variable x plus the variable x plus the variable x plus the variable x. If I had 4a, that would be equivalent to writing a plus a plus a plus a. Remember that a number raised to a power, we call that an exponent, is the same as multiplying that number by itself, exponent number of times. So 5 with the exponent 2 raised to the power of 2 is equivalent to writing 5 times 5. It's 5 times itself. How many times? You just see 2 times. 5 times 5. A squared is equal to writing a times a. Those are equivalent expressions. Now let's look at the distributive property of multiplication. If I have 3 times the value of y plus 4, then I'm going to distribute that 3 across both of those parts that are inside the parentheses. So it's going to be 3 times y plus the 3 times the 4, which is 12. And another way to write that, another equivalent expression would be 3 times y plus 3 times 4. Remember that the multiplication symbol can be seen as an x, but notice the x doesn't have a little squiggle on it, it's just 2 straight lines. And it can also be seen as a little star, and sometimes you might actually see it as just a point. So 3 with the variable x, 3 times the variable x, or 3x, plus 4, is equivalent to 3 x's, so x plus x plus x plus 4. Now let's look at a cubed. Remember what that exponent means? It's going to tell you to multiply. So a cubed plus 2y is equivalent to a times itself 3 times, a times a times a, plus that number in front of the y says 2 times y, so that's the same thing as y plus y. Remember that multiplication is repeated addition. Now let's do that distributive property. 4 times the quantity of y plus 3 is equivalent to 4 y's, 4 times y, so that's 4 y's, y plus y plus y plus y, plus the 4 times the 3, which is 12. Let's look at 2x times the quantity 2 minus y. Distribute the 2x. 2x times 2 is 4x. Well, 4x says 4 times x. That's x plus x plus x plus x. Minus 2x times y, which is 2 times x times y. Now let's work backwards. Suppose now I have x plus x plus x. How many x's is that? Well, that's 3 times the variable x. Plus, I have a y times a y. Remember, when you see that multiplication symbol, that should indicate to you exponent. So how many y's am I going to have? It's going to be raised to the second power because it's going to be y times y. Alright, let's look at the last one. Y plus y. How many y's? 2. 2y, that is. Minus, I have x plus x plus x plus x plus x plus x. How many is that? That's 6. So that's 6. And then I have the variable x. 6 times the variable x. So now how do I go from 2y minus 6x to 2 times the quantity y minus 3x? How do I get that? Well, what do you see that's common? A common factor between 2 and 6 is 2. So I'm going to factor out the 2, and I say, how many 2's go into 2y? Well, if I multiply 2 times y, I'm going to get 2y. So that's going to be just y. And then I'm factoring that same 2 out of 6x. How many 2's go into 6x? Or what times 2 is going to equal 6x? Well, 3, that gives you the 6, and then I also need the variable x. So that's how we do it. Alright, well that ends this very brief video on equivalent expressions. Now try that activity. See what you can do. Enjoy.